Ladies, let me remind you of something. You do not need a man. I hope at this point, and I think at this point, we're aware of that. Like, that's pretty obvious at this state in the game. You can want a partner. You can want a man. You can want that vision for your life. But what you cannot do is shrink yourself, lower your standards, and choose a man or try to be chosen by a man and force things to work just so you have a man or just so you have that partner or just so that you feel wanted or needed or validated. If you are not choosing a partner based on your boundaries, your needs, what you need in a partner, what you need for your future, your vision for your life, you are consciously choosing that partner and building a life with them, you're better off alone.
How to finally attract an alpha male who treats you like a queen. Before I tell you how to do this though, let's talk about why you keep attracting fuckboys. Here's the thing. Real men want to do things for you. Okay, they want to plan the date, pick up the bill, call you an Uber. So if you start getting all defensive and being like, no, I can do that for myself, then he's gonna feel like he adds no value into your life. And you're gonna end up attracting people who use you. So instead, what you need to do is stop resisting and start receiving. It's as easy as saying thank you with a smile. Follow for more and good luck.
He might not look like he gets bitches, but honey, that dick was 11 inches. In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciennes, trying to bring out the fabulous. Cause I give a fuck way too much. I'ma need like 2 shots in my cup. Wanna get
You know, one time this guy told me that he hates that I use the word ew so freely. And it was because anytime I'm in a situation that I feel like I don't have to over-explain myself, but I want you to know how I feel, I'm going to say the word ew. And it's not the fact that I say the word, it's the way that I say the word. Because I say it in many different ways. Sometimes I'll be like, ew. Or really, the one that really bothers them is ew. So anytime you're in a situation and you like, you know what, I don't need to waste my words. No, but you need to know how I feel. You need to know from the depths of my soul. Say it like this. Ew, they hate it.
I always give you guys healthy advice, but here's a little bit of toxic advice when it comes to men. If you really want to know how to get a man to like you, and by the way, I always see these TikToks, like, how do you like get a man to be interested in you? How do you get a man's attention? How do you get him to not stop thinking about you? I want to know how to get rid of a man, okay? I want to know how to get rid of them. Okay, back to the advice. So I would say, honestly, my toxic girl advice would be just like, don't care. Be busy doing your own thing, do other things. Don't put all your eggs in that basket. I'm not talking about like necessarily having a roster, but I'm not talking about not having a roster. But seriously, if you're single, if you have a crush on a guy, and you just want them to be giving you more attention, I feel like honestly the key is to give them less. Like, I know that sounds bad, but that's why I started this off by saying it was a toxic piece of advice. Just do less. Let me know if you want the healthier version of this piece of advice, because I do have a healthy way to explain this to you that isn't quite as toxic and actually kind of explains like why this works. Let me know if you want to know.
The only relationships that will last long term successfully are as followed. When the man loves the woman way more than the woman loves the man, or when the man and women love each other equally. And the common denominator here is that the man has to be fully fucking invested. The thing is, that lopsided relationship where the woman loves the man more is going to fail because she is putting in overtime. A woman will always put in effort in the relationship to make it work, whereas man has to feel fully invested in the relationship in order to make the changes necessary, in order to communicate effectively, in order to put work into the relationship. If you're a woman watching this and you are stuck on that crusty, dusty ass man, this is your sign to take your energy back. Put it back into yourself, put it back into someone who is going to treat you like the fucking queen that you are.
Ah, yes. Single women taking relationship advice from other single women. What could go wrong? That's like asking a fish how to catch it. Majority of these women haven't seen a successful relationship in their life, yet alone to be in one. So when the thought claimed that a successful relationship can only happen if a man invests more into it, it's the very reason why men have gone MGTOW. Because men did put forth the most effort and cared the most, only to be treated like an option. If a woman isn't fighting for the relationship and continuing to qualify herself, she's not going to value it. Because she has to see the man as the best, highest value man she qualifies to be in a relationship with. Otherwise, she'll treat him like a placeholder till she can monkey branch to the next man of higher perceived value. A lot of these women think going through these relationships are like working their way up the corporate ladder, as if there's a final one that the boss bitch gets to live happy ever after. Nope. What do the commenters think? Top commenter with 13,000 likes says, absolutely true. By the way, she's single. A woman commenter actually tells the truth. My ex loved me more. I was content, but I was not happy. Finding a person that loves you as much as you love him is 1,000 times better. She verifies what I just talked about. She thought she could do better when she said content, and despite having someone love her more, she was not happy. And she's still wrong. She won't be happy finding someone who loves her equally because she still won't have to earn that relationship. Biologically, women are motivated to move up socially and economically, not laterally. Think of it this way. If you took a new job but it had the same pay, you wouldn't be satisfied or thought you improved your life. You'd look at that job as a placeholder, not a career. This is how women think about relationships. Right or wrong, this is hypergamy. She must move up to feel satisfied. A response to that comment? Same here, and I feel bad because I never loved him. Like, real love. He was cute sometimes and for sure an awesome boyfriend, but not for me. Straight from the horse's mouth. He was an awesome boyfriend, yet he wasn't for her. Another response to that comment, how did you guys end up dating? If you never even really loved him or liked him, did you lie to begin with? When men stop trying and giving benefits of dating away for free, then these thoughts will not be dating, and they'll come on this app and complain that men don't want to date anymore. Commenter with red pill awareness says, what single women say? Another female commenter verifies the red pill with 11,000 likes. My ex definitely loved me more. I was miserable. As Kevin Samuel said, you can't make this shit up. Only virgin traditional women, or maybe women with a low body count, like less than 3, can be loved and romanced because they can pair bond.
Ladies, it's about that time to stop being insecure and start being a fucking problem. Especially if you're a moderately attractive woman and you're in your 20s, cut the shit. I know that your brain is telling you that you're fat and you're ugly and he doesn't want you, and you're internalizing everyone's body language and you're hyper fixated on how you might be perceived by other people and what your outfit looks like to X, Y, and Z, or what the fuck ever. I'm telling you, as a woman who is now 33 years old, the level of cringe I have for how I treated myself in my fucking head when I was literally so fucking hot in my 20s in New York, thinking that I was fat, messing around with fuckboys. It's tragic. And now that I know the true power a woman holds in this world, it is my mission to spread that good word and dispel this true pandemic of low self-esteem that has plagued women. It's just complete bullshit. Seriously, if you fall into this category, I don't care what fucking approach you need to take, if it's hypnosis, if it's affirmations, if it's talking to yourself in the fucking mirror until you believe it every single day and every single night, but nip that shit in the bud because you're literally at the apex, okay? If you are powerful beyond measure, there is absolutely no reason to be beating yourself up or to not be that bitch every single day. Oh my God, this dress makes me look a little fat. You can see my pooch. Shut up. Shut up. Nobody notices. Posting content. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for my stained bag and my mess. Shut up. Nobody even noticed. No one gives a shit. You're hot. Just accept that you're hot, accept your power, and use it.
Aspiring to be quote-unquote a fucking problem is the very reason why Western women are single. Most men see that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and most women in America are overweight, so the last thing they need is more confidence. Despite being so fucking hot, she's still single in her 30s. So what does that tell you? And no, it's because she was insecure. Men she was sleeping with didn't see relationship value in her. This whole video is telling women to be more feminist than modern women already are. Not one advice was how to keep a quality man, how to cook, how to clean. It's all this fake power bullshit as if they were building an army to conquer new lands. delusionally stupid. Most women commenters agree with the statement. One commenter points out, "I'm in my 20s and hot as fuck and I'm afraid to be hot, it makes zero sense." That's because all her self-worth has been wrapped up into her looks. Also, being hot is code word for being a slut to live out hot girl summer. What the commenter is really saying is that she's afraid to be a slut, as she should. But videos like this and the feminist society are gonna convince her to waste her beauty away on sleeping around. They've convinced her that a rental car is worth more than a new car. Another commenter asks, more tips on how to be a problem. That's why she'll continue to stay single. And to back the idea about being a problem, only hot women can be a problem or hard to deal with, because men will put up with it as long as they're hot. This is predicated on being hot. As soon as these problems age out or their looks diminish, men aren't going to put up with it and will walk away.
4 positive differences in dating in your 30s. For one, you don't have to wait around. No one that you find that's your person in your 30s is gonna make you wait 3 years for a proposal. You are gonna get engaged probably within 8 months or a year and a half, so that's exciting. Number 2, you know how to communicate. In fact, both you and your potential partner know how to communicate really well because you've done the work on yourself and you've healed from all of the past stuff. Number 3, you get to have the wedding or no wedding of your dreams because you can probably pay for it and you don't have to rely on your parents. Number 4, because you are so confident in yourself and have worked on that through the years, you can have those tough conversations like, so are we moving in together or what?
No man is rushing to marry a 30-year-old or older, especially today when they know they're getting leftovers. Men were rushing to get married to women in their early 20s and 18, but these women would rather live a Sex and the City lifestyle. 30s is when women start to wait for the rest of their lives, for at least 40 years. The not knowing how to communicate dibble is one of the dumbest talking points out there, as if no one knows how to form coherent sentences till they're in their 30s. What she and these women mean by communication is they decide to finally stop playing games and actually act like a responsible adult. But that's because they finally do after 13 years, mature out of necessity in order to maybe get a man to entertain a commitment. Top commenter says, know how to communicate? 30-year-old males still don't. It's not that men don't know how to communicate, it's that they don't nor don't need to. These women go for men that they're not qualified to be in a relationship with, end up giving the men a sexual relationship and wonder why men don't communicate past saying date and time for the next time they fuck. In short, if men get to fuck without a commitment, then there's no more communication needed. A man finally comments, digging in your 30s is a world full of divorced people. Many who have been more than once. I'll stay single.
These are the top 10 signs that he's just not that into you. We do not want to waste our time being Delulu. If he does any of these 10 things, he is not that interested. First thing is actually a word, and it keeps coming up if he doesn't like you. I'm doing great, but I'm so busy. Busy is actually code word for not interested. So if he says this, he's probably not that interested. Number 2 is the lamest hug in the world. If someone likes you and gets to hug you, they're going to give you the longest, closest hug they can. If they don't take this opportunity and instead give you a lame or limp hug, they don't like you. If he doesn't laugh at your jokes, research shows that we laugh more at the people we like, even if we don't think they're as funny. So if you literally can't get him to laugh, he doesn't like you. This next one is really telling. It's where you fall on the information train. When someone likes you and something happens in their life, like they get a job or they make birthday plans, you're gonna be one of the first to know. If you're one of the last to know or find out these details from someone else, he doesn't like you. If you tell him things and he remembers the details even a little bit incorrectly, this is not because he's forgetful. He either doesn't care or he's mixing you up with someone else. If you're together and he's distracted on his phone, he does not like you. If anything distressing or bad happens to you, if you tell him all about it and he simply responds, that's too bad, he doesn't like you. If you are standing near him and he does one or all of the following behaviors: crossing his arms, clenching his fists, scowling, or frowning with his forehead, these are physiological signs of anger and frustration frustration, so if he does them around you, he likely doesn't like you. If he averts his gaze, humans are programmed to look at the things we like for longer than the things we don't. So if he's averting his gaze or not really looking at you, he probably doesn't like you. Finally, guys, if you're talking about something important and he interrupts you to say something unrelated, he wasn't even listening in the first place and he doesn't like you. If you're still not sure if he likes you, take my levels of attraction quiz.
Ironically, most of the things she lists is what women do, or Chads will only do this if they're entertaining multiple women at once to string them along. Otherwise, men are usually direct. Men will give women the pink slip as soon as possible because most are busy paying the bills. As today's world, men are doing the real work to make society run. So saying I'm busy doesn't mean he's not interested, just means he has more important things to do than hear a modern woman babble. It depends on the hug, but for the first several dates, men may not give full hugs out because of the Me Too era, and it's today's women who like to play games and play hard to get. So it's hard decoding someone who sends mixed signals. Dating modern women, especially the feminists, is like defusing a bomb. You clip the wrong wires and you're blown up with a false allegation. You clip the right wire and you don't get a reward. The bomb doesn't go off. Only the woman is read correctly at that point in time. Rinse and repeat. Most women comedians aren't funny. So how in the world are men gonna think regular women are funny? Men aren't looking for a comedian to tell a joke. They just want someone to be pleasant and cook and clean. The only time anyone laughed at Amy Schumer was when she was a girl. She said she'd be a top comedian. This is a dating tip for men. It's a woman who will laugh at his jokes more if she's interested in him. She and most women need to understand that a man who values himself isn't going to allow himself to be an emotional tampon. And unless if the woman he's with is his wife or long-term girlfriend with a real issue, he doesn't want to hear about some petty bullshit. He's got to watch the stock market to buy the dip, so he doesn't need nonsense using up his CPU. Instead of moving on when the man gets annoyed, maybe not annoy him. Maybe look inwards and figure out why he's getting mad or annoyed. The clock is ticking, and moving on to the next man will not fix these modern women's behavior. It'll continue this habit. Her tips are how not to be used by Chad or Tyrone, but because she probably has been pumped and dumped only, she's conflating that with a real relationship with a good man.
Try the Marilyn Monroe effect if you want to be more approachable, so that any room you walk into, people are drawn towards you, magnetized towards you, and they want to talk to you. Make sure to stay and watch this video to the end because I'm going to talk about 5 ways that you can get into the Marilyn Monroe effect. So Marilyn Monroe would say that she could turn her Marilyn Monroe on, meaning that when she would walk down a street, she was just like anyone else, just blended into the crowd. But when she turned on her Marilyn Monroe, which is just like a energetic approach, she was then now the iconic Marilyn Monroe, and everyone would stare at her, everyone wanted to talk to her, and she was the famous Marilyn Monroe. So number 1, have open body language. When you enter a room, don't be staring at your phone, look up and be present. Keep your chin high, your shoulders back. Number 2, have eye contact with people. Number 3, walk more intentionally. Don't be rushing or chaotic body movements. Number 4, position yourself properly in the room. Don't be in the corner in the back. And number 5, smile back at people.
This woman in the video called this dating advice because she used the hashtags dating tips for women, dating advice for women. Men aren't looking for the center of attention type woman because they'll equate that to her sleeping around. And I don't know if this thought knew this, but spoiler alert, Marilyn Monroe was attractive and famous back in her day, so of course she's going to get attention. These bitches always compare their lives with the other famous women and think everything Beyonce does in her industry life can be applied to them. Top comment says, of course it always helps if you look like Marilyn Monroe. Point taken. Chick claimed, how do we be less approachable? I'm tired of men approaching me. Just wait till she hits the wall, then her question will be answered. Even the women in the comments aren't buying this bullshit advice. Step 1, be pretty. She responded, yes, being attractive and taking care of yourself is important. And she's giving advice you'd tell a man, to stand up straight and not slouch his shoulders. Make eye contact to look confident and truthful, otherwise the lack of eye contact looks like deceit.
Alright, let's go, you little crackheads. I'm not gonna lie, I'm going a little fucking crazy today, so I'm not sure what's gonna come out of my mouth, but just rock with me here. I need to say this to the ladies that are pursuing athletes or dating athletes, specifically professional athletes, okay? Stop burying your fucking life 6 feet under because you see some fucking zeros on his contract and now you think you can quit your fucking job and everything else and just piggyback off of his success. That's great. Good for him. Until he fucking cheats on you, then what? Then what's up? Then you're stuck in this fucking relationship because you don't have shit on your own. So while he's fucking other bitches, you're self-imploding because you don't have shit, okay? Don't be this bitch. Get your bag on your own. Be successful on your own. Not to mention, men fucking love this shit. 99% of the time, the women that they end up with, it's because she already had it on her own before him. Okay? So just keep in mind that this man is an addition, not a fucking replacement to your current life. I love you.
Despite this thought being blessed with good enough looks to get pro athletes' attention in time, she hasn't gotten a commitment from one. Instead, the whole team passes her around, and when she hits the wall, she'll be empty-handed. Rich athletes, especially since they're successful, aren't looking for a career woman. The whole point of becoming rich is so the wife can stay home to raise the kids. If these women are able to be in a relationship with a pro baller, all they have to do is make his life easier. Cook a hot meal and have it ready when he comes home after practice. Give him a back rub because he's sore all the time, and just be pleasant. But because these thoughts who win the relationship lottery just freeload, there's no difference between them and the thousands of other thoughts who are gunning for that spot. So they get dumped and the athlete reloads with another one. As being cheated on, that comes with being with a pro athlete. This goes for any high value man that's also physically attractive. He's going to get hit on and pursued by attractive women everywhere he goes. These women want the benefits of being with a celeb but not the consequences. Rulers have a ton of kids, or at least a ton of women, because they're the man of men. If a pro really cared about the woman he's with, he's not going to let her find out that he cheated. These entitled women need to get in their mind that they're part of the pro athlete's life, not the other way around. And if they're a thought, they're an accessory to his lifestyle, like a used condom that he flushes down the toilet. To wrap this up, women don't need to listen to other women for dating tips because a man will usually tell them what he does and doesn't like. Men are straight up and to the point. A relationship costs more to a man than a woman, especially today. So if a woman doesn't correct herself and he's self-respecting, he'll move on. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.